Hi YouTube, it's Ty, and as I promised, I will be bringing you a video every day for the month of May. And so whether it's an upload like this one or a down or or a live stream, I'm going to bring you something every day for the month of May. And I already started a colorism series, and I am really thankful that I did this as a tag, because what I'm wanting to do and what I'm trying to do is get the experiences, the ideas, the opinions of brown-skinned Black women when it comes to the subject of colorism. And I do realize that colorism occurs outside of the Black race, but I'm concerned about it, particularly in the Black race, and for Black women in particular, because Black women seem to bear the brunt of the effects of colorism. Dark-skinned Black women. I'm just to the point where I'm really tired of seeing dark-skinned women be the butt of jokes amongst so many entertainers. It's really old, it's really tired, and I'm so over it. So I want to make this a short upload, and I want to thank Poetry, My Twisted Lyf TV with Poetry. I tagged her in my first video that's entitled something to the effect of Chrissy says that brown-skinned women are dismissive about colorism, and she's right. And then I did a brown-skinned girl tag, and of the three women who I tagged, Poetry was the first one, and so far it's the only one to have posted her video. And when I watched that video last night, it almost brought me to tears. And I don't know what it was like for other people to listen to me talk about it, but to listen to her talk about colorism from her point of view was very powerful. And she has a daughter who is darker than she is, and so she can speak about colorism from the perspective of just her own growing up and her own being, and then to see how people have related to her daughter, and then maybe even, you know, how they relate to her daughter as opposed to how they relate to her. And it was just powerful. It was beautiful. So Poetry, thank you. Thank you so much for getting on that, and I mean getting it out like right away. And it was powerful to me. It was beautiful, and I'm just thankful that you did it. So I am hoping that the other ladies who I've tagged will join in. So far I have asked My Twisted Lyf TV with Poetry, TW23, and Steffi J. Pilot to do a video on their experiences, brown women with colorism, and Casey Connection. I've asked her. In this video, I'm going to ask a few other channels, because I've been doing a lot of networking on YouTube, and I'm expanding the people who are in my YouTube circle. And I'm going to ask Gypsy Boucher if you will tell us what your experiences have been, or your thoughts, opinions on colorism. And OG Purple Johnson, if you will join in and tell us what your experiences and opinions are on the topic of colorism. And A View is a View. I know that you were in my live stream on Sunday, and we already discussed this beforehand, but I asked your permission if I could tag you in a video. So here it is, I'm tagging you. And I know that you're on the lighter side of brown, and I want to know what your experience is. And it does seem to be, at least for myself and Poetry, it does seem to be that people will, and it seems only Black people, at least for me, will put us in one or two boxes, and I feel comfortable just saying I'm brown. I feel like I'm, again, right in the middle. You know, depending on lighting, you know, my complexion might look a little bit different, but people will tell you you're light, and it's usually, you know, darker women who will tell you, no, you're light, or, you know, there are some different experiences in it. And then I had someone to ask me, well, I think that you're brown and you look like you're kind of like a light brown. Would it offend you if I called you dark? And no, that wouldn't. But it just made me wonder, does anyone ever ask, would it offend you if I called you light? Just curious. Something that made me think, not necessarily anything that anybody else is going to think about. But so those are the ladies I'm calling out. And I also have a request for anyone who's watching this video. If you know of any YouTube channels of dark skin and even brown, but I'm asking specifically for dark skin beauty channels. If you know of any that are awesome, then please put them in the comments if you want to even put their links, because what I'm going to do is, like I mentioned before, I'm going to do a video on colorism and colorist YouTubers, specifically. Well, not only, but there are some YouTubers who have been called out, women YouTubers, light-skinned women, biracial women, who've been called out as being colorist and making colorist statements, colorist jokes about dark-skinned women. And I know that a lot of them have a lot of black women following their channels, dark-skinned black women following their channels. So I just want to offer some alternatives. So if you all know of any channels of beauty gurus, or just, people who discuss hair, people who discuss makeup, you all know that neither one of those are my ministry. But if you know some channels that are awesome, and I have some in mind, but if you will have some others, I'll do the research, and I want to make a video and just offer some other options, so that, again, kind of like I mentioned before in one of the videos, that it's not a bunch of dark-skinned women who are worshiping light-skinned women who will only insult them and laugh at them and make fun of them and say you'll never be, as good as me. Meanwhile, these, dark-skinned women are, clicking on their Instagram and commenting things like hair goals and skin goals, for these light-skinned colorist women who are going to their Twitter and saying, you look like a monkey, you look like an ape, you look like Michael Jordan. So let's just find a way to counteract that, and let's stick together. And I just think this can be a powerful movement, because I haven't seen brown-skinned women discuss the issue. I've only seen dark-skinned women talk about it from a point of, complaining, being over it, obviously, and that makes sense. And, unfortunately, like I mentioned, light-skinned women either dismissing them, discounting them, saying that colorism doesn't exist, or that that the dark-skinned women use reverse colorism on them, and or just saying, these dark-skinned women are jealous, they're bitter, they're ugly, so of course they're going to complain. But I just want to, I think that if we could get some ideas from what's going on in the middle, that it might help us somehow. But anyway, if you are a brown-skinned woman who's watching my channel, who's watching this video, and you would like to be tagged for the next video that I make in this series, then please let me know. If you don't want to be tagged and you just want to do your own video, I'm asking that you please do a tag so that we can get some brown-skinned women discussing the issue, because I do think that sometimes we are dismissive about it, even though I do think that sometimes we catch it from both sides, and we maybe ought to have a better understanding about it than anyone. So anyway, those are my thoughts for now. Thank you for tuning in. Every day for the month of May, I'm going to try to keep this up. I'm going to try to keep my promise to you. But again, thank you so very much, Poetry, for sharing your video. Right now, I have some kind of lock in my browser bar, and so it's not letting me share things. So because I want to put once I can figure out how to unlock that, I'll put the link to her channel and the link to her video so you all can see what's going on, and I will link these other channels that I'm mentioning, so that we can just get the easy instant access and move along with our day. I know that we need things right away these days, right? So anyway, again, whenever you're watching this, I hope that you're doing well. Have a great day, evening, night, weekend, whatever, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you care to. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.